Okay, in this video, I want us to cover a bit of the math operators, specifically with the math in Python. Now, in prior videos, we've kind of already played with some of the math, meaning that we had a little bit of addition, subtraction, and division. But for week 5, specifically looking at the numbers in Python, I always like to do it by visual anyway. But you will have a couple of the information as far as a relational operation document that you can look through, as well as numbers themselves in Python to look through. As I mentioned in here, the numbers in Python typically are your integers, float, complex, but we're not going to get into too much of the complex. Primarily what we do is for integers for this particular course. With that being said, I will go ahead and pull over a math that I created. All right, so here again is the comments in the front that I always like to do, and a little bit of instructions as far as what is this for. All right, I won't cover so much on the conditional statements, but we will utilize it just for the purpose of demonstration. So here you see there are two variables that are in play, 9 and a 5 values into those variables. Here I have my comments because I want to look at these specific math operators and test them with the actual Python program that I just generated. So here you have your Python operators of a greater than, less than. Notice the two equal signs to make it equal, and you have your non-equal, greater than, less than, or equal. Common note is that a lot of times you'll see these math operators in other programming, even in SQL, is typically you'll see these in other ones. So again, if you learn this and kind of get an understanding of it, how to use it, you could actually transfer that over into other programming languages. So in the first statement here, I have my if statement because I'm going to check if the x is truly greater than the y. So my x is currently greater than y. So if I run this, then I should have a produce out of x is greater than y. So let's go ahead and save and run this out, and let's see the output on that print statement. And I do see it. So it does say x is greater than 5, which is my 9 is greater than 5 here on the variables. So again, here it is here, greater than 5, which is great. This is exactly what I want. But whenever you're doing any type of conditional logic, you always want to check every step all the way through. So here I'm going to have to check on the next one if y is greater than x. Now I could do it two different ways. I could switch this around and say x is y or y and x. Either way to check it. And then it would be the print statement out. Also notice too that on our prior videos, you did the data type, which would change those integers into a string variable so that it could print it out. Additionally, I want to show you that there's multiple ways that you can print this out in order to provide a particular output. So notice on my print statement here, I do have it all in one line, which is with the concatenation of the variables is greater than string with concatenation next variable. However, here I've actually got a print statement of the variable. The next one is greater than, and then a print statement of that. So I'm going to go ahead and change this because I want to actually make it specifically less than. And I'm going to switch these around. And I'm going to switch these around. So that the y is on the other side. This way it just has a little bit of the same format going through. But I also am going to have to change my actual variable values in this test. So x is currently greater than 9, so we're going to make 5 actually greater than x, which should make it x is less than And I can also, if I wanted to, print it out as the second condition. Let me go ahead and save that. I'm going to run it. I'm going to see what this looks like and see what the outcome is. It should give me, here it is right here. 3 is less than the second condition of 5. So again, X and Y is doing it one after the other. And it does hit the second condition, bypassing the first. So it checks the first condition. It says, is this a true statement? Then do this. If not, then go to the next one. And this is why it hit that second condition. All right. So that's how you would be able to test it one right after the other. Now I can go through here and do all of this again with the same deal. So what I could do here is, let me go ahead and make this into a statement here, and I'm going to go ahead and compile these two together, all right, into one line. I'm going to concatenate them all together, and predicts, and let's go ahead and put that here. All right. So in this else if statement, it's going to check if the two variables are equal to each other, and then it's going to convert that data type into a string and then print out is equal to Y. And let's go ahead and just put this over here to make this more clean. That way. All right. So now let's double check this. So we got to make this into the same type of value in order for us to hit our equal. It's going to bypass the first check because it will not be true. It will bypass the second check because it will not be true. And it should hit this third condition where X is equal to Y. Since it will become true, then it's going to say, what do you want me to do with that? And this is why here we're going to have to do the data conversion into a string. We cannot do it up here. We'll get an error because it's going to not. Let me back up. So let's walk through this. So we have an integer of 3 into X and a 3 into Y. These are integers, numeric. Then we're going to have to make a check to see if that number is greater than, less than, or equal to the other number. It's going to have to be a numeric value to make that conditional look up. But once that is checked, then we can convert that data type into a string and print that out accordingly. This is why we have to do it within our else if statements. That being said, let's go ahead and run it, double check it, and let's see the output here. And lo and behold, yes, 3 is equal to 3, third condition. So again, this is how you would do it all the way through. I'll let you guys want to try this, print it out yourself. I'd be curious if you do, let me know how you're actually going to write it out and check all these math operators. But that gives you an idea of how to do this. Conditional logic, but more importantly, utilizing the operators with the math on your numerics.